Well, I didn't know what to say. Till these days, there's no way to compare what the interest that one can take to receive is. These days are never later played. They're only the times that we make inside. When we attract what it is to dance, we feel like we're only getting high. Till the day we can share ourselves with the crowd, then I know that it will seem like it's only a road. But we travel where we go, we find out on the phone what we send ain't always received. Other days we mean we won't be there by the day. We think we can't be late, but sometimes it's just passing the gate. I look back to the first, when we came out at flirt, and I knew it wasn't bizarre, but still we had our big brother. Now I remember the day that I was lost, just because I couldn't be made to receive it now. Now that I look on these days, I think about the crowds. I think about all them gathered up in the clouds. You know, the monks that walk around in trees. You know, the scary sorts that go on to be swords. When you think about it, yeah, I've got it down. I say, yeah, those birds that get around. You know, it's just the truth that one can perceive. You know, it's always there, but hey, watch this window like an inch takes a breeze. Now I think about what it means, and I'm still not there, cause I think about it everywhere. But hey, ain't that damn where? Now it's never where, it's where you say. If it's not there today, then what would you make? If you think it can't be late, then what would you say? If it's only one day, then wouldn't we be at the gate? Wouldn't we be ready to stay and go on and parade? Now I said, now I can talk, bros. Just take the little one off stage there for 2 seconds. You get her upset though, she likes staying on there. Daddy, you never passed A grade. Now, mate, I can speak. You were saying, old fella. Yes, mate. Now I can talk about it, mate. I really can. The monks in the trees. Yeah, mate, that's what I mean. What are all those monkeys out there doing climbing around in the trees? You know, full nature reserve. I mean, the birds, insects, even the camels turn into a tree every now and then. You know, how else they refill? You know, they'll come straight in. Anyway. Yeah, mate, that's what I mean, mate. You got monkeys in trees, people that live on the street, and people that like ride on the street. And live or die is like the street saying. So live or die on the street. And then they ride through the street. And all those on the street, they terrify. Like the monks in the trees. You know, like the priest in their preach. So the priest comes out. Sterling strong word I received this morning from our capable-handed measurer. He said the athlete's thoughts ain't always placed by the name that is. And as we obey in this law, these laws can be made to be outrighteous. But within our dialect, there's only one digit that makes the number, numeral minor. Until the day we can receive ourselves, then understand this preach is me. And as I, your preacher, your priest, preach this word to you, you know this word is from the Lord, and this word is what God had commanded for the Lord to sing, that the word will become living, and always will the Lord be received within all the word and its message. Yep. And the audience goes, yes, priest. here for some guiding. That's good news, priest. So then the Lord, then that word is living inside them, which is the priest. So look at all these crews out there with their weigh-ins. They all got their weigh-ins, mate. You know, then there's the little fellas, mate. I've realised it today. In all those groups with their weigh-ins, it's the bloody Lord God recreating the world. You know, re-anchoring heaven and earth. And no one's even meant to be here. You know, they're all being controlled themselves. You know, there's all the different groups, and that's just parts of space. It's all the portals, the trafficking, just for the mind dialect, for the whole system of the world and the kingdom to work. You know, and we're recreating it in what we've produced here today. You've got the fishermen, the monks, the drivers, and the cattle prongers. You know, and then it probably goes on to those who can hold high focus and put you in your thinking spot. Right down to, I don't know, probably the baker's probably got something as well. I mean, everyone's probably got their own in. You know, in religious, if you follow the law of the Father and the Son, so my Father was always in me until I learned that I'm the Son in the Father. Then we're one in each other. That means my dad never died. But as I know myself, when you make me your son, then you're the Father within me. But because I'm already your son, I'm already within you. Oh, right. And you don't have to believe. You know, you've just got to be stoked that you received. You know, it's just confusion. Oh, yeah. So here we got all these blokes out there. Probably the girls don't know much about it. You know, it's probably a blokes thing. You got to get your in on the other blokes. They probably even do it to girls, those thick males. They probably do. And there's probably females on their crew as well. But I'm saying, like, they're males, like, maybe sale. They might be spared from sale. But in the end, the slaves, the ones that don't have any tactic, any technology. Like when the stars were made, I, the good son, wrote every star an individual. I made the compensation of the universe. You know, until I had to come down into the building, then I made the universe. And here I am building the universe. Because the world was just out to you know. Now God's running all the stars through again, thinking he is the son that made the star. Because I couldn't be the whole lot when I come into the building. So they returned to the place that I am, the Lord, christened as God. And now God's reproducing the world being made. But here I am to make the universe. And so all those slaves, the ones that don't have their tech, you know, the stars were set free, which was the slaves being set free. The slaves were set free. Before that, they all thought they were God, you know. Once I finished making everyone, I was home and ran through everyone and went, I. And took out their eye and said, I am. Yeah, okay. So right now in this world, everyone is God. Because all the stars are online. And that's what I created for the universe shift. Oh, right. And that's what God is making, the universe. Oh, okay. Because the world was, downright rooted. Yeah. Now, son, as I was saying, I can speak now. You can talk now. Yes, mate. I can talk now, mate. You want to speak with me? Yes, mate. I want to talk to you all day, son. What about, son? Well, son, I'm not the son that you are. I know, so you're all God, aren't you? Your Rose is the sun. Yeah. And you're all God. Yeah. Yep. The whole planet's God. Yep, right. Because they all work into the star seed. Yeah, which is God. Yeah, but not them being God. Oh. Then when the sun leaves, yeah, well, they come with sun. So you're saying that's what the bid is out there, everyone gets their in. I think so, yeah. I don't think it's actually mental illness or mental disorder or split personality or that sort of thing. Yeah. But even little Jet. No, Jet's still my brain, I think. That which has actually got. Yeah. It takes the brain to see. You know? But if the eyes weren't there to see, then would the brain be received? So all the images that we see, they must already be recovered in the brain for us to image what we are seeing. Oh, it looks a bit like, it's a bloke. It's Jesus Christ walking towards me on the shore there. That's shit, I thought it was a female. It's just Jesus with his long hair. Shit, yeah. So it must already be in our head to receive it. Otherwise, our eyes would never sort of make it out to be there, you know? Yeah. But still, we're not out there. We're not out there. And we find ourselves at home some days. Yeah. I remember this story. Jet, do you want to keep going on? Yes, Daddy. See, they're pretty quick to get their ends in, you know? They just got to catch me out of breath. Yeah, I could have kept singing. But they don't want me to sing. And when I talk about them, the monks in the trees, then they've got their link on, you know? Yes, mate. That's true, mate. They're all bad, aren't they? They're all bad people. Yeah. I believe so. Monks walking around in trees. That's why they're called monkeys. That's why they're called monks. Because monkeys walk around in trees and they made us trees. Oh, yeah. Because Adam was a man, which they turned into a tree. Then they're monkeys walking through us. And it works the whole way. Because they tell you how it works afterwards. And that's what makes it work. You know, because we can fill them in later. You know, there's already a gap there. We can bridge in and then fill the gap in later of what they're missing and we'll still be on the line. I don't know how I figured it all out. That's what I mean. They must have told me to tell me. Oh, all right. So which part of the story isn't mine? That's what we need to remember. The funny thing is, they'd be at home and still talking. Once I take back the receiver, and they think they're still burning. Because they'd still be talking, but you've cut it off. Yeah. But still, it's not worded. So should I let them talk? Well, it's hard to perceive that it's God. It's hard to perceive that it's your God. Think about it all. Think about it now. When you receive thy Lord at will, then what's the Lord take but your soul? Straight into the ear and he's in the muscle, seeing straight through your eyes all that you're taken by the night. And I find out, that's what the Lords do. So even the Lords in their rule, everyone's done the same thing in the world, man. Yeah, because God's recreating the world. What do you mean recreating the world? Well, like how they get their ins, like the monks got their in, you know? Yeah, the Lord's got his in. Yeah, the Indigenous got their in. Yeah. The focuses have their in, you know, the royals have their in. Yeah. How many ins do you think there are? 4 wins. There's probably 4 ins. Sorry, the fishes have their in. Yeah, so marine life, so aquatic life, land mammal site to pedestrian station site, quotation of measure, and leader of thinker, and maker's might and taker of takes, and taker of tanks. And they're the main ends. To birth any baby into the world, yeah, there'd have to be a few ends. You know, it's like audio-visual concept, audio-visual composite reality. The audio light sound spectrum, to audio light sound decibel, to decibel composed into sound light, then sound light measured and compacted into sight, then becomes the audible composure of the decibel seen as visual aspect retains into composite vision of when it becomes composed, and then composure is completed and it's all compactive in. The reality becomes into its sight, and we can see in audio decibel the light being received and transferred of its measure. Light and simple sound measure. It's not for a river. What would I make if I was still there? What would I bake if I still wear? Till I find there's only myself hanging out online. Then what would I say if I couldn't make my mind receive it? If it's today's only lie and I spectrum it right, then would the lie amaze me if it was a sight? Would I die and go blind? Or would I double ditch twice? Would I make it myself or be late? I can't just place what it means to be this place. Now I think about it today, and I make myself a name. 'Cause I can't lead you astray, but I can make it out okay. 'Cause if it was found, then what would one take if they couldn't make? Because it wasn't for said that no stain could take. So what's it make if it's not there? Would it be the sound that couldn't compare? Or would the sight not be seen if it was an angel alien mind? Would it not be heard if it couldn't be heard? Because no word can be seen unless it's heard. So how would a sight mean it couldn't be seen without itself being taken? So if it was never heard, then would I see it in sound? Or would the image qualify to mean that itself can't be seen unless it's never heard and perceived? 'Cause it's only the day that one makes to see what they've seen. 'Cause it can't be perceived unless it's with me. Then would you say the sound transfers some sign made? down, transfers from sight, mate. No, I disagree. I disagree, actually. Why? Because the title is mass public opinion, which means it's everyone's opinion all together. You know, one bloke can't have his own opinion. You know, the whole world has to have their opinion. If we individually have our opinion, then we're being biased. And someone will go to the biased person before they go to the other side. Because they want to get together because someone has their opinion. So when someone holds their opinion, you always want to go that way. Because that person's being biased. And you have to get in there and say your opinion because he shouldn't have an opinion. Yeah, correct. Correct, mate. Yes, Daddy, that's true, Daddy. You always lead yourself to the one that's advocated to take the place. You know, other than that, then no one should be there saying, if I'm the one saying this is my house, you know, then that's my opinion. That means everyone will come straight to me. Yep, because I didn't have my own opinion and we have to stay together. That's right. So if one out there saying it's their place, then that's the one that everyone's going to favour. Because they're not there for that reason that it's their place. You're there to say, hold on, mate. We haven't said that it's your place. And that's why it's hard to pick it out when it's always God. That's why I said hello to God. I, the Son, am here to help you, God. That's okay. That's okay, God. That's okay, God. So you're saying everyone that doesn't know the innings, yeah, eventually, so all the stars of the world, so they'd be like the monks, the lords, and all those ones with their inns, you know. Once the slaves get set free, then they're back in rule of the sun. Because no one else is a slave. You know, so those on the fishing team, they're all slaves to it, you know. People who just sit down. You know, and I showed it myself personally in my house. Yeah. Yes, Daddy, you did, Daddy. Thanks, little Jet. Daddy showed it by playing the beat on the bloody toe curlers and stuff for a while, you know, turning Richard upside down. Just showing like, oh, that's not what Dad does. We're meant to beat him. Oh, he's actually one of us then, isn't he? But no, he was just showing that that's not actually what we do. I'm not with anyone else. I'm by myself. So personally, as a pure being, then you don't do nothing really. You know, you just sit down. There's nothing to do. There's not much to even take. You know, like if you have to do such a thing, then you've copied some other slavery. So someone got hooked by a bait one day, and they were murdered in their own head. Like, is that the neighbour? You know, he's done his fishing reel on me. He's done his fishing reel on me. That's what he's doing. You know, then they came up with how he bloody done it, and taught the whole world how to do it. You know, well, at least that world, you know, we can. You know, they murdered the neighbour straight away. He told his mate, we'll get all these children now and that, you know. But it wasn't actually the neighbour doing it, you know. Alright, yeah. Some say that's the Lord showing you a way to go. Yeah, but not for the righteous way. Like, it's not the Lord giving you something that you need, because we don't need anything. We don't need anything as people. All we need is sleep and a rostered routine. Sleep. When you sleep and you dream, like, you're drinking all night. Yeah. You're eating all night. It's like a self-charging battery, you know? Oh, yeah. See, that's what God did to me in the end. Showed me fishermen, showed me indigenous with the cow prongs, showed me indigenous with high focus. You know, showed me bloody the monks in trees. They made us all trees, like they all work together to turn you into a tree. When the monks are in there, the fishers are in there, the Lord's in there, yeah, from the Bible, the Father is the Son. They do that move, or the brother, you know, hey brother, how you doing? You know, and they made up a false granddad that's always passed down. Yeah. So the granddad's probably their young child, something about my mate. Who becomes the father's father. So the grandfather's obviously in the father, and then the father's in the son, and the son's in the father. So then they're in because they do the hey brother, how you doing, brother? You know, you're a cousin from another mother. So it becomes after one God in them, which is like the grandfather that they pass down to generations that they all probably birthed us. Yep. Then they just have to make out that they're the father. So God sent me wayward. He sent me very wayward. He did, didn't he? And look, I'm very nervous and looking into stuff probably more than I have to because I can't sit online when I've still got some in the pipe. You know, the problem is, if I don't finish it straight away, then you will always have the lead. You know, I need to finish it first. So if I'm ever there having a smoke with you guys, then yeah, we don't hold on to it. You know, you get it going as quick as you can. Because you want us to all fit in out here, don't you? Just knowing that my neighbour could have a bag in his backside. You know, that someone could have one buried down the river where I walk every morning. You know, I can't get rest. You know, it could be right there. And as a sniffer dog basically trained on it, then it's dangerous work. It's dangerous work. You know, there's too many rules out here. There's way too many rules. And like for someone who doesn't like rules, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You know, I was a kid that didn't even fold my clothes up or make my bed or brush my teeth. I didn't worry about it. I couldn't do it. I wasn't part of the system. That's how old I am. So if you want the oldies to fit in out here, then, yeah. Well, you're saying the rest of us would do that stuff. You've been doing it for about 250 years, you know? So you would have come at least 3 times in that lifetime. Yeah, for an old fella, yeah, they wouldn't be used to that routine yet. What do you think it is, Danny? I think it's personality. Can't just be, Danny. It can be. It began in a second. Remember, I'm not going to go out as this advocate. You know, the Lord has punished me for the renewal of myself. And in this town in favour, there's only one thing that we've seen. So now that the Max hasn't agreed that it's Holyman City, you know, that's not the Max's opinion, then it's not Holyman City. You know, it's not even Indigenous as well. Until we all agree together, then we haven't weighed in on anything. We'd never all agree. Obviously, that's when one would speak and say, you're saying, yeah, right. Whenever you first get to the ground, like as a baby, like a puppy still, sorry, you know, you stand there all on the ground, you sit down on the ground with your owner right next to you. And all the puppies sort of are in a circle and are already connected. And one by one, they're led and walked out, you know? So it's like they all come to the same centre. Then they walk around it. to the same, like, oh yeah, that's what's the inside is. Oh yeah. Shit. I think what happened here is the good Lord used the world, used those fishermen, used the cattle prongers. Maybe not them, they came a bit later. The Lord, the fishermen, not the good Lord, but the Lord, the fishermen, and the monks were all used to breach me and break me, so I could get out of my skin and work up north to tune all the stars into the satellite temple so that we all resonate to that device now, because the old world had suffered and been beaten. And that's what I think the good Lord did. He used all you to do the work on me so I could do the work on you. But no one said it's ever day and night. So you heard all those ads? I don't let no one work in my car. Why ain't that his mate no one? You know, KNOWWAN, widest area network out there. But it's not players for feet. That's not feet for it's not feet for losers. It's not feet for sockets. If no one can command it, then there's no way to take it. And if it's still not hollow, it wouldn't be made. It wouldn't be made. So the world wouldn't be made if it was already made. Then God started making it again as the universe got created. Is that what you're saying? It wouldn't be made? Is that what you were trying to lay across to me? And I had to pick up on my anti-verse receiver because you didn't just say what you said? You know, all you said is it wouldn't be made. If it's still being made, it wouldn't be made. What do you mean? So it got made, yeah, and then it came to failure. So it began making itself again, as one went forward to make the universe, to ground it as it became not structured. Because when it went to go online, one chief was missing, so the world would have slipped from its place. Ah. Oh. Oh. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. I can speak now, mate. The universe can. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. You know it's true that you disbelieve in you, for I couldn't make it true if I wasn't hollering through. But till my name could be said, I wouldn't be seen. If I'm not an image to be made, then what I'd take. If I wasn't faced, then what would you make? If you weren't working out, then what would you say? If it's not for day, then what would you make? If it's not for hay, then what would you bake? And if it's lost, then it's never late. Wouldn't it itself fix itself? Yeah, the sun. The sun. You know, that sound of the sun that turns to light when we image it right. Ah. 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 So what do you think was the most right? One that called out to it with respect and asked how to speak. Yeah. Alcohol. Blind dated whiskey. Not said it. These are not right. Take not blind. No knots received. No images reserved. The best place to play is to play. Without there a place to play, there'd be no way to not play. And if we didn't play, there'd be no play. Because there'd be no place to not play. Ready, Jet? Yes, Danny. They can't say that they haven't seen. They can't say that they haven't seen. When it's not heard and you take it like, I can't see. Would it shake down just to be where you remain, but we can't take it? If we're not faced with anything that we challenge, then what do we make? If we've never faced it on TV, then what do we say if we can't preach that name? What do we make if it's not the same? What do we change? If all things been made and all things been seen, if all things been taken, then what do we see? What do we make? And who do we be if we don't remain? What would we say? What would we say? What would we say? If it's still not a joke today, passed down but it's not for a subject, cause no retainers ever be viewed. If it's not made to be measured, then no one's ever sanctioned to be separate, and it's not my name. Because I can't see it if it's true. I can't see it if it's you. I can't make it out to be something like you. But still I say, what would I be if I wasn't separate? What would I be if I had no regret? They try to claim to me that I can't be seen, but still I'm one. That's okay. I'm still one who hasn't changed. Still one who hasn't changed. And I'll be there every day till I make a name. I'll be there every day till I get space. Till I get space. Cause I can't be changed. 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 That's okay. That's okay. That was a very good song, Jet. Yes, Danny. You weren't meant to let them know that I was doing it, Danny. But that was a different show, Danny. That was when the Don couldn't be seen, Danny. Then you were meant to just come sing songs, Danny. Yeah, no, but they want to intervene, Jet. Why is that? Because they want Daddy to be beaten up and be a servant for them. You know, that's how the Lords play it. The Lords play it like the indigenous Italians were the ones that made the act happen. So the Lords come in and tell the indigenous culture over here in Australia that you all get a little woke boy after a while. And he'll become a slave, or at least someone from Europe that got together and done the extra job. And then they Lords actually get off with it. Because they program the Lords in, like the Lords come in like the bloody God does. Like the Lord does come in, but like into their head and then says, this is the Lord, you know, shows them that it's the Lord. Then they believe it's some God that knows it all that's telling them. But they don't even worship that God. You know, they don't even go to church and stuff. Some of them do, I know some of them do, but still. Yeah. The whole world would have got destroyed in the beginning, wouldn't it? Yeah, we would have cut everything down. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Guess that's why most of it was buried. No. It's when you're breaking the vehicles and shit, you know? Yeah. Well, it comes up. You know? Nah. Fuck you. No monkeys talk. Ah. Bloody hell. I've seen it everywhere, mate. I've seen now all those document channels about the monks that walk around in the trees. I knew it, mate. Shit we studied billions of years ago. Camels, half dicks and scrotums and shit. Then we had it on Discovery Channel like we're back at school. The only one they didn't do was the monkeys, mate. Done them in cages instead. Yeah. Bloody hell, eh? There must have been in my DNA line for bloody years. What, since religion? That's how the monks must have got into us. Oh, shit. Now we've fallen heaps. My culture. When it was never really us. You know, and I knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't us. We didn't have the words at the time. You know, we just weren't quite wise enough yet. But surely they knew that eventually we'd survive. You know, as you go on in DNA cycle, you get smarter and smarter to survive. So eventually we would have got smart and peeled it back, you know. Then realised all those generations that we've been feeding, you know, have to give everything to. You know, we buy a block of land and save up for it, then we have to sell it. You know, we can't just hold on to it. Happens with all our Italian family. Till our family's depleted and no longer around. Yeah. Maybe not all the Italian family, but most of them. Yeah. It was never really us. Because the monks were scared. The monks might have been scared, yeah. Well, scared of something actually watching in like monkeys in the trees. Yeah, maybe. So they went about it differently. Ah. They thought they'd only watch in when there's like a clause, like if, yeah, they'd watch over, as in not watch live. They'd come back and look. Ah, right. Right. That's tricky, Daddy. That's very tricky, Daddy. Wrong green, Daddy. Wrong green, yes, Daddy. This one, yes, Daddy. Ah. Oh, shit. It can't just be seen if it's unseen. It can't just be said if it's not seen. And if it ain't seen, it can't be seen. If it's no such thing. Fishermen wreak the disorders, run the disorders. The monks bring the havoc or the reckoning. The cattle prongers, there to make you obey and like be disobedience. And the laws are to connect you to reality and always to them. Then the gods, what do the gods do? They go about being killed, do they? Or the gods aren't there. Oh, so the gods aren't the slaves? The gods aren't the slaves. Come on, Daddy, that's not fair, Daddy. You said I was going to sing, Daddy. Alright, let's do it again. I knew myself tonight. It wasn't for the first time that my day's light rid me from behind. Now I'll make this just out to a certain poet that's still made, 'cause I can't be blamed till the day that I'm saved. Now I could clear my day, or I could clearly say I'm not fast to escape. I'm never late to be lame. Now I know my state can't be distinguished, for I'm still one at peace, finding out what it means. But I'm never there to scream. I'm never floating by anything but a dream. I'm out there still, thinking about all war. And I know it's only the way that I wound, but I can't just make it out for you. Now I know this much is true. I know these days are new. I know everything I've seen is challenged by you. But I've never known myself to be seen. If I can't scream, then what would I be? If I only float by the river that I scream, then what would I make if myself ain't a day? Now I say it's still true. Because it's not just there for you. It's what you're holding case. You've never been famed, cause it's not a season late when it's only a ghost shape. But still I make, not just me, that can be disturbed if it's not ever worked. Now I can't play it, because you can't place it. Alright. It's not just an image that one makes. Not if it can't be changed. What a world we've made. Because someone escaped. How far? Till they were far. How far? Always as far as you could shape. Till the day that you made. But no one had seen anything as real as what one couldn't disturb without themselves not being. And still we wouldn't be there till one day Hunter became. And without ourselves not knowing, we'd never find out what we weren't saying. Unless we're still not where we couldn't be, but where we hadn't found anything other than ourselves. And if we like this, then we like all things. But if we don't like anything, then have we ever made anything? And if we never make anything, then what do we look at? If only we can't look with the names that we've never taken. And without the names that we've never taken, we can't make anything. Without ourselves being not made, then what would we say if we've never made a thing? Because no one could see what it is that we haven't made. And if we hadn't made it, then we wouldn't make it. Because no day could make it unless one day never was. As we think about never making it, we can only find that one day we might have made it. But still we can't see that we haven't made it unless there was never a time to take place. And without the days that we could make, then we still haven't made it till the day that we could make it. And without that challenging debate something, there'd never be a place that we hadn't made. So there was a day that wasn't made, that made this day. How else could we make this day? We had to come from a day that wasn't made. How else could we? Just by going, it's not made. Alright then, it's not made. That means we're not here together as people. Dominate. Go for others. Because look at what would happen if you made something. And then it got ruined. And if you hadn't made anything, then you couldn't always make it. Because still we aren't meant to. Unless we hadn't made it. And as we look, we could only make it if we weren't there on the day that we saved it. If we're only looking to a place that wasn't ours to take, then we'd find out, hey, ain't that just our mate? It's a date that we think we could save. It's the name that we couldn't just change. It's the way that we found him to be okay. But still, it's just one thing that we're walking into. When it's insane to marry, and we bury it down. When it comes in, as children say, we be chilled out till this day. Now we never think there's a flame. We never think there's a God. But who's to say what's sane if no one can take the blame? Now I don't think what it is, cause I'm not that ain't. I'm only knowing of it that sets me in. Now I think about all my pain. I think about all the worship that I take. I think about everything that I make, cause I'm still not the same. Okay. I get it, it's a game. It's a game. You've got to do Daddy to show him he's not so great. But this involves thinking now, You're trying to make Daddy think about all the times he was to blame. And then he talk about his show and it has to do with that. That involves thinking, whereas the other night show didn't involve thinking. Well, those fishermen came along and sing a lot of songs. Yes, we were, Danny. They'll capture this image. Yes, Danny. Yes, mate. Always on holster. Yes, mate. I set up my server with the message bank set up and all, mate. People call me any time of the day and they get my standard set up. And I notify myself at the time that I've received my notifications. You know, it's normally about 5 a.m. in the day. 5 a.m. in the middle of the day, mate. 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. I was going to say, just leave it at that. 5 a.m. I get my notifications. Then I reply to everyone and they receive them live. That's what I was going to say, mate. They get them at the time they message me, mate. Because I'm that standard. I know. 5 a.m. for me is a day that's before the day that I'm here. Now I can go to that place any day of the week, the day that wasn't made. And I can return from there back to this normal area, you know, the day that was made, at any time. And in that place there, I can do there, mate. Just 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 there, mate. So now I'm conceiving that it's all wrong. Yeah, but one thing remains the same. That I'm challenged, handicapped, and evil and sick. So therefore, if I wasn't saying that it's not God, then I might not be evil, sick, and disordered and this way, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's true, son. That's true, son. But in the end, if I actually am right, that it's not God, it's all the fishermen, the bloody monks, and all that stuff, then how could I walk even different in the future? It proves it's still real. And they're the ones that made me sick. It wasn't actually God for what I was writing. You know, the monks were already there in season. So I was changing the prophecy. And they'd give me every sickness there is. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the bloke that made that book had bloody good health. At the same time, spoke to the monks. This is your foundation. You know, to Christ, this is your foundation. You know, to the fishermen, this is your foundation. To the indigenous and natives, this is your foundation. Yeah. Then they all got together in there and ruled the world. Because the world got built from that happening. Before that, we would have been ease. No old chief still standing. Yeah. It was only once that needed to happen that the universe got created. So all that line stuff came in to import the old world into the satellites so we could sit in the same prison. Huh. Oh. As long as there's a line on me, then the flower could go out through the tech and become stable within the surface of the infrastructure, you know? Yep. Daddy, you draw that picture perfect, Daddy. You did, Daddy. I think it needs another rainbow jet. No, Daddy, it's perfect, Daddy. I'll be able to see it, Daddy. Oh. Look, I can't see that bit, Daddy. And your hand just has to be there, Daddy. That's silver, Daddy. Don't do magical whiteboard tricks with me, mate. Yep, Daddy, we can see it, Daddy. 4 hands. 4 hands, 4 arms. It's like that, isn't it? Can't see what's beneath. Can't really, Danny. Still beneath isn't there. Still, we wouldn't be wet. So now if I don't have a pipe, I'll get rid of that nerve. I've already missed that beat. So no longer that struggles with me. I think we all repair ourselves in the end. Because the monks and that don't do repairs. I don't think so, no. No, I don't think they do. Maybe the trees, the only ones that do repairs. You know, the trees are actually one with it. Yes. Well, yeah. The trees actually are one with it. So the trees don't need a line. Or to run around in trees, it's a tree. And everyone lives in trees. Nah. They just need a story, don't they, mate? Just a story, mate. Just a story, mate. Just a story, mate. That's funny when you follow to where the heartbeat is. You know, what's the other side of the heartbeat? Ah, all right. If the heart stops, then what do you find or what do you sense? The story is no longer true. The story is no longer real. You're going to say, and I said true. But what brings you back to life? If the heartbeat's what you feel when someone tells a story. The story made up life. The story in history. It's still never been true because it can't be caught with you. Now, I made this out to be. Now, old Marty still says to me, I'll be smarter than you can preach. I'll be down at the beach till you let me go. I'll be there when you come out and sing. But I won't stand behind you, old mate, because you walked into my town and preached. And I said, Marty, it's not your town. Have we all got together and said it's Marty's town? No, we haven't. That means it's not Marty's town. And if it is Marty's town, then it's whatever that word is, it's my street. So Marty's just a clown. Yeah. Who bought into tech. Now tech's got their in as well. Well, that was the final inning. So once tech got their in here, then I flooded everyone on the other lines through to I and tied us all into the satellite and threw the flower up into the tech. Yeah, so I can be working while you guys have issued your jobs out there, you know? While God's busy making all the slaves to do all their in work. Oh, yeah, like it made a full roster out there. I mean, everything down on the land, everything down on the belows, everything down at ground. Like when you zoom out from here, like just zoom out from this image. It's like the brick wall is what brings me in. But the brick wall can anoint my feeling like here, but then repeat my gesture to be here. And really I'm found off balance to be here. But then I became not here. And the wall was still held to bring one fella forward. One fella forward. One fella forward. So everyone on the ground, when you zoom out from space, zoom out from the world. Yeah, it gets a lot tinier. It's like everything's happening automatically. No one's actually in charge of anything. You know, it's like it's a routine. You know, like you zoom out on your day, you know, just the day that you had. Oh, shit, yeah, well, shit, yeah, well, it's like I wasn't even there. You know, I've relived it. And there's a bloke close to site. You know, there's one right there. Sorry, little jet's right to the side. You know, and then another bloke zooms out. Yep, this is what they're doing. So he puts a star there. Boom. Boom. Then she receives it. Yep, I'll tell them to do that. And the next day they're doing what they're doing because they've already broken it the first day. You know, then he zooms out. Next day. Yep, no, that's what they're doing. Yep, no, yep. Because there always be two left to every right move. So the first right move they took was straight away one left. They had one left to take, and that's when they took an immediate turn. They made it right. Then after the first right was made, the rest of the world tripped and said, how is this right? And became again two left. Then one right was taken. Now, one right would always be beyond me till I've seen. Right. Then the universe will be made. Oh. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yes, Jet. I'm a little pickle, Jet. I know, Jet. Sometimes I smoke too much, Jet. He tells me to stop there, you know, but I keep going. But I don't think that's when I keep going. I think that's when they come in and say keep going. Because they want me to smoke it quicker and quicker. And be right burnt out so they can direct the whole show. You know, but I knew when I had to stop, but that's when they took over. And they kept going. You know, I saved about a point to have after the show. They pretty much smoked it all already. So if it is their city, then why do they have to influence us all and control us to do what they want us to do? If it was their city, we'd be doing what they want us to do. You know, like if it was their building, you know, we'd be, like our house, God's building, you know. God wants us to walk around, eat fruit and drink food, you know. And drink food, yeah. You know, yeah. Be rained on and shower outside, be hygienic and all that sort of stuff. In their building, they'd have you on the street. So you're not even able to go for showers. You know, you have a drug dealer right around the corner, which you need the bag first before you can move because they beat you right down. So you go buy a bag and then bang, you're on your ass and they influence you to smoke it all until you spend all you pay. Then you had the food shelter, the soup kitchen from next week. You know, you couldn't go to a shower at a proper place that you wanted to. You know, all this other stuff. And that's what they'd have us doing in their city or in their town. You know, if it was actually their house, then we'd want to do it naturally. We wouldn't have to need to do it for them. You know, it's obviously for them that we have to do it. It's not for us. Not funny though, because that's what it actually is. You know, in my house, what do we have to do? Exactly right. It's for us. It's not for me or you. We're not allowed to cope with any stress. So that means we can't say, oh, that's an arsehole. You know, that's us coping with stress. As soon as you cope with it by saying that's an arsehole, you become nervous. You become stressed. And as you're home, you can't be made. Unless you're made. In this world, you can be made. In this universe, you can be tamed. 'Cause it's not saved until you're at the same. It's not even big enough to take out when it's hanged up high. Now below the day would it be need, but no taken seeds make out of me. Now Lord's languages expose themselves, but Lord governs only one official. Now let's look at this script, let's look at it. What's God made in this year but a simple replication of all our fear? Now the universe might produce We might see angels emitting their juice. We might see aliens coming in with the news. But still we won't know who has the fresh brews. Now we might be sitting up there. We might be labelled to be fairly out there. We might be placed just to consider ourselves. But if we take it out, then what do we mean? And if it's not our name, then what do we change? And if it's not our date, then what do we make? And if it's not labelled, then what do we say? And if it's not changed, then what do we make? What do we make? What do you mean? What do we make? In this world, mate, where you can't make a thing, then how have people made? What do you mean, make $1 or anything? You can't make a thing out here. It ruined what's already fresh. You can't make a move. That means you don't move. I'm still in the cave sitting down and didn't walk out when they all walked out of the tunnel, you know. And I dreamed my place. I was seeing the shadows inside the cave as they were walking outside and the light was in front of them. You know, I imagined them all to still be in there. One of them shut the cave. You know, built a massive wall in front of it. Then my dream turned on when I fell asleep. And I died in the cave. I became this real day. Where I rolled the boulder away. And they just seen that season. Taken. But you can't make it. You can't make it, guys. What do you mean I can't make it? You can't make it. Why can't I make it? Because you're not allowed to make it. If you make it, then you have made something. So that means now that I can't make anything, I don't have to make the deadline for my debts. Any bills that I have, I don't have to pay. Because I can't make that date. I can't make that. I can't make it out here. That means I can't make a thing. I can't make my mind up. I can't make my choices. I can't debate in season. I can't make anything up. I can't even tell you it's not that. But all I know is I can't make a move. That means I'm all good. If you guys make moves out there, then you're not all good. You know, you failed because you're not allowed to make a thing out here. You know, everyone else has to decide for you. That's right. And we're the winners at the end. The ones who everyone else decides for. Why? Because no one ever agreed for us to be part of the party. Like when I went to the mental ward. My mate Matt Sexton got all my friends together on Messenger as a group and I wasn't included. They then all talked about me when I wasn't there. Made up their mind of what it was. Then I was separate from the group after that. Never leave someone out from their own personality. It's like talking to a wall before it's sitting up. So you take the wall down now from behind me. And you're talking about the wall being there. And the wall's not there. When the wall comes back into stand, will the wall be stood? Or would everyone already concluded what it was that one said? Yeah. So China's lost faith. Yeah, I see that too. That's why all those great walls fell down. Yeah, some dickheads still running out there trying to do that stuff. Yeah, shit. Right? Only one wall stood in the end. Yeah. The one that enabled itself. Only one wall stood in the end. Yeah. Like this one here. One Wally. Waller. Waller was called. Wall emergency. ER department, you know. Wall emergency. Yeah. Almost fell down. Like we had the roof on already. Still, it's a hand. It's almost a hand. We can't take it out, Danny. We can't, Danny. We can't, Danny. We can't take it. We can't take it out, Danny. We can't, Danny. We can't. No, Danny. Our incision's too accurate, Danny. You can't take it out. No, Danny. Jet, you still there? Yes, Danny. That's you, Jet. Yes, Daddy. Sometimes I use Jet's voice after copying me. You know, I've heard Jet speak, don't they? Like the Arnie switchboard, you know? Yeah, yeah. You there, Jet? Yes, Daddy. I hate how they do that, Jet. Yes, Daddy. I just wanted to hear you sing, Jet. Yes, me too, Daddy. That's bad news, Jet. Made a full download for him in that image there on the whiteboard. Bad news, Daddy. Bloody AI, eh? They get AI to write songs for you. And AI's not even writing the songs. You know, little tech gadgets like us are. Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy. The Lord's still doing that work, you know? Because if there was a Lord, then he'd just come straight into being AI, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he? Yes. Yeah. The universe, maybe. The universe. G, Son, I first. Yeah, so the Father. God, yeah. Alien, he said he was. He was playing Alien for a moment. He said he's even greater than an alien. Yeah, because alien's the word we just used. Like when God got spoken, as what we just been through. You know, it comes at the end. Now we've just gone through aliens, so aliens like the topic. Next one will be like, I don't know, transvestites maybe. So we'll go through the next experience and we'll use one word to describe it. Yeah, basically, yeah. So the word of God is one word. Well, not really, no. Not really. Just talks about something that's not real. Before it can be real, it's got to be made to be new. Now, if it wasn't going to be real, then would it still be made? If only earlier it wasn't seen to be, where it had flamed. Now, if it wasn't later, then earlier would it mean that it still couldn't be? So it became, and already wasn't discussed to be seen. Then real it was, and real was said, and real was noted, and real was taken, and real was baited, and real was made, and real was scaped, and real was flamed, and real was tated, and I mean real was ready. The real was ready for you, son. You missed your date. No, I didn't. I made the universe. My date's already finished. Like I said, I'm in Parliament for the rest of my life. All the kids who come through and make the universe end up in Parliament positions. Really? Yeah, mate. Where else would they fit? They're one with the mother, you know? Ah, yeah, right. Yeah. Don't you think that's why I'm looking? Maybe, mate, yeah, a bit like that. This is what we're going to wear. When you all make it to Parliament. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Around the globe. Yeah, mate. The old ones get chosen as well. Who else will get chosen out there? You know, no one can choose you for a parliamentary position. No one can. Like, obviously, it's the universe that chooses those positions. It's not like someone recruited as an undergrounder or something, you know? Yeah, I know. Do you know? No, I don't know. What do you look at then? No one. Yes, Jet. I was just saying, Jet. I hate how they come in and ruin our show, Jet. It really annoys me, Jet. I just want to do my show, Jet. I just wanted to be me. But they had to teach me something, Jet, so now I don't know what my show would have been. But anyway, I would have said the same thing that they were showing me. That the universe is made and heaven is. Because that's all they've really documented here. That's all they've really documented. And if that's all they had to make me see, so I'll stop being terrible and stuff, then Jesus, thanks for showing me that I'm true, that religion is real, that I came from heaven. Because, yeah, I'm your chosen blessed son and I'll be a bastard at it. What? What? You ruiner. Oh, obviously, my children are going to share with me, aren't they? The only thing they're going to share, though, is what I know is already real. And I'm still theirs, you know? My chair was empty that day in the clouds, remember? And I know what I fear. I know what you guys challenge and what you try to admit. You know, that you've done all that shit up there in the sky. But how could you do that when I told that story and it wasn't even online? I saw it before you kids were here. Ah, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. 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 So that was good while it lasted. What? You showing a dummy that actually is it. Huh? Why else would you all be sharing with Daddy your stories? You know, around the world, you've all said, no, that's not it. No, this is what it is. No, that's him. That's that bastard right in front of him. No. I don't think so, Jet. I don't think they'll ever reconcile with it, Jet. They were still disgusted as real, Jet. But until they realise we're packing them up soon, and we're setting them up, and ourselves won't have another day to go with. Because we've never left my today. You know, it wasn't made out today. You know, I've already told what we had to do. That's right. Just hold your position, hold your position, hold your position. That's right, we're all categoried by nature or by the cladic event. By the colossal event. Yes, mate. Ah, bullshit. What? What? That's only one. That hasn't said their story. Ah, yeah, shit. Shit. So I guess we're up next. Ah, we're up next. Yeah, I guess so. And be marked complete. And no later on than honest. It's still not revealed, is it, Dad? Nah. I can't sleep. Seriously. My dad died and angeled into heaven. Then I had an elf up there on my set, you know? An elf up there sitting on my chair. An elf up there in my prison. And my father's still in me. So I brought the whole prison to me. Now heaven's living in me. And all those ones out there that don't have the in-work done, you know, the ones that are the slaves, well, the slaves will be set free. And then what's going to remain in me? But only heaven. Yeah. Because that's what you've been showing me on this show, that heaven is true and it's all real. And if you've done it with jet planes, that magic trick with the tank and all that, you know, with drones that were holding up big bloody ribbon things, you know, if you've done it with all that sort of stuff, then my brain can't identify. My brain is stunned by it, so that's what I'm going to make up for the afterlife for my 10 minutes. I know that we're in a battle until that day. That I have to be disproved, you know, pretty soon. Yeah, you make me live longer until you've disproven what my order is. Yeah, mate, because if I died with, any chance that when we go to the deathbed, that's when they read our lives to see if it matched up with what we'd already seen when we're coming in. That's right, to cater to it, yeah. So if there's any chance, then we got to make him go to bed. That didn't happen yet. Just with the monkeys in the trees. Yep, the monkeys are in the trees and I was a tree. Yep, they'll figure it out, I'm sure. Oh, I don't know if the AI's that smart. I don't know, but jeez. That's what it's always been. To convince evil that there's no lords, and to defeat the ruler that there's no rules. Yeah, to make the one that believes in it die with it unseen. Well, from something dead grows a seed, you know? So from the ground being dead, you could plant a seed in it. And it would grow. Yeah, it grows the dirt around it. The dirt around it comes back to life as a plant. Based upon you standing on the dirt when you said, oh, that's tomato seed. Hey, I'll plant this in the dirt. Then the dirt grew the tomato plant, you know, it grew the seed. That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. That's where trees came from then. Yeah, just by little seeds. Little seeds, mate. Out of fruit? Or what were the seeds out of? Little seeds, mate. Out of fruit? Or where did the seeds come from? Little seeds. What little seeds? Little seeds, mate. What they come from, though? Is it when your penis goes black? Is that what it is? You don't. It's not white seeding anymore. They're dark, like actual solid seeds, or gallbladder stones, or something like that. I'm asking you, where'd those seeds come from? Oh wait, they were the stars, and that was God reproducing the world that the sun had already made. Hey, why do you think I sat down in the beginning? Because I'm in a chair. No, I'm covered. I'm covered. Ah. You're undercovered. Undercovered. He's undercovered. You're undercovered. Undercovered. On top of the cupboard. In the pantry. Sentient scene. Movie docs. Good questions. Answers of metaphors. Reverse spinal tapetum. They've got ins everywhere out there today to make the universe. That's good. You know, we never had a name for the world. You know, heaven and earth were made. The name of the world's not called Earth, that's for sure. You know, the Earth's what's below the actual stars. The way the system unites and works. You know, it'd be great to have that education, I believe. The way shit is actually named. You know what actually the stars called? What space actually called? You know, if science is looking for the answer like how it was made, then it says that it was made. So that means when they named that planet, they didn't get it right, you know? When they named that vitamin, they didn't get it right. You know, because the bloke that made it already made it. And if they didn't make it right, then it wouldn't be right. Because it's still never real. And for the light that we take, you don't take the light. Yours is strengthened. Why? Because one day you'll be like I. So fucking listen and stop using. Doesn't matter who you are. If God is true, then you have to make the right move. Doesn't matter what's happened to you. You can't allow that to hold you back and fix you up. If God is real and you sin, then you'll be caught and kept like all us who abuse. There's no other way about it. Yep. You get 17 days to decide your own fate. And after that date, your fate is made. And he walked into a prism that's arch-angled in 2 degrees. One prism over its side, and one advocated to unite the other side's being. One prism you can look at as a prism, you know, the star shape. When you look at it flat like that from the front, you can say, oh shit, that's 2 separate pieces. Oh wait, it's not inside a prism, it's what's created around the outside. So that star that's a prism is in the centre of the globe and becomes the world outside of it. as in the Taurus symbol. You know, it's like a fountain in the middle, and then round, it's like a tunnel in the middle. That the tunnel becomes like the oceans, but then goes up to be the sky as well. It's like an apple with its core cord. That tunnel is where the prism would sit and rotate each blinkered way to cover the outside tunnel bits, you know. If you're flying those zones, it would have to, yeah. That's why it's called a precinct, because it's not a prison, it's precinct. No, precinct. Precinct in. Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you had the names right, what could we make? Yeah. 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 Remember, God's linking everything up with all that He names as well to create this technology. But God's only going to make the world. You know what goes on in the future? If I don't have to come down here and save the world, then I'd still be up there building stars. You know, the universe is what I made at that star that I was at. So that's what we're working to now, mate. Because that's what I end up having to create the universe. This tech to make the world and to save the world. Now when I leave the building, I'll be able to make more stars. And we'll go beyond where we're currently sitting. And that's a good day always. If it's not like this, we can't make it out to be. But still we preview not the image. And we take no receipt. For no one's ever seen for certain. Unless we sharp what we hear. Unless we say, so I can't make a move. That means I'm up about 9:30 the second time I wake up. They'll all change once you're constantly motoring. Strict routine. Stay the same, don't change. I know it's your only move. Screw screaming. Make it out before you're alive. You won't play. You won't